Hi,
Hi, Greg.
Eric Stratton. Damn glad to meet you. Is Fawn Leibowitz here?
You looking for Fawn Leibowitz? Just a minute.
Oh, gosh.
It was just on TV maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I hung through that episode, that part of the movie.
We're quoting Animal House because coming up in just a couple minutes, Tim Matheson is going to be our guest, part of our Buzz 24/7. And then a little later, I'm going to answer a question that came up during the show about a guy who called in that said his kid found a best friend in school, and it's upsetting that their parents do OnlyFans. And we asked him to tell us more about it, and he did. So I'm going to ask you about that coming up a little bit. We've got Tim Matheson is going to be joining us in just a couple minutes. So we're going to come back, and we'll do that and more. I don't know. We could throw in a lot of stuff today. I don't even know. You know, Laura is, I don't know where she is, to be honest. She had to go walk about, but she'll be back. I think she'll be back probably in the middle of it. I don't know. We'll find out together when we come back, so don't move.
We'd like to welcome eFile.com as the new sponsor of the Buzz YouTube channel at Morning Buzz NHTV. Subscribe if you haven't already, and remember to go to morningbuzz.com/deals for 20% off when you file your taxes with eFile.
Coffee drinkers looking to reduce the caffeine, Greg found this decaf and half-calf blend of coffee at Savarista. Savarista Coffee offers premium craft decaf and half-calf blends with bold flavors, ethically sourced beans, and natural decaffeination. Even better, Greg got you 25% off with code BUZZ at checkout at Savarista.com, or just click the Savarista link at the deals page at morningbuzz.com.
It's the Buzz 24/7 at morningbuzz.com.
This is unbelievable.
Now that's what's up.
Caramel coffee. That's a little taste of caramel in the coffee today. Probably my go-to flavor if I ever get coffee out, which I rarely do.
So if you go for breakfast, you're not having a coffee?
No, I will.
Yeah.
I will. I'll get regular coffee at a restaurant. But if I go and do a drive-through, which is rare because I always bring a coffee with me from home because I like it so much, you know, I'll get caramel. It's my thing. That's my jam. You know, I mean, not that I have jam and coffee. That would be stupid. I don't do that.
No, jam and coffee would not be stupid.
No, I'm all set.
Toast and jam.
I have.
Coffee?
I meant in the coffee though.
Oh, right.
Wouldn't work.
That would be stupid.
I have had honey in coffee.
I haven't tried the honey yet. I don't think I would like it.
It's not as bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Do what you like. Like what you do. That's all. Okay. I write posters for a living.
That's a good.
Hang in there.
It's a good message.
Yeah, thank you very much.
She does
Hang in
calendars,
there.
too.
Yeah, keep swinging. And I got calendars too. Yeah, I should put little quotations on my photos when I post them. I make the calendars. So we're expecting Tim Matheson to be joining us. Animal House, West Wing, and on Netflix's Virgin River. We've had him on before. He was awesome. Yes, he's exactly how you would think he would be, really. You know? Mm-hmm. I have watched Virgin River. My wife loves the show, and I've seen some episodes, and I'm like, oh, there's Tim Matheson, you know, and then Annette O'Toole, who plays his wife in the show, and that's how I recognize the show. And the woman that stars on that show is just beautiful. I think her name is
Annette O'Toole. Is she the one that's married to one of the?
She was married to Robbie Benson, I thought, for a little bit.
Robbie
They did the
Benson.
one-on-one
Robbie Benson. What do I?
One-on-one basketball movie.
I remember the movie. They
Yeah.
were married.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can maybe ask him if you want, or look it up on your little thingy.
The guy that was in Spinal Tap. One of the guys.
Michael McKean.
Yeah. That's. I think she's married to him.
I think you might be right. But Tim Matheson, man, is there a movie that holds up better than Animal House?
No.
Even to this day. And maybe it just does because of my age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was a damn good movie.
Ah, man, it's still funny. Are you kidding me? Scotty's favorite scene is Belushi hopping on a ladder. He freaking loves that.
And then
Loves
she
that
takes
scene.
her top off, and then he goes, oh.
Yeah, I know. And I think that I don't know what there's a documentary about the making of it, which is really interesting, and people talking about how Belushi was in that movie. And I know we've asked Tim about it, and he's cool with talking about it. He also has a book out that's called Tim Matheson, Damn Glad to Meet You, My 7 Decades in the Hollywood Trenches. You know, because he always pops up. And whenever, like, Tim Matheson pops up on screen, you're like, oh, dude, awesome. You know, whenever he shows up. First time I saw this show, Virgin River, I thought, what kind of what kind of chicks movie is this? And it kind of is.
Yes.
But I mean, all of a sudden he popped in, into it, and I'm like, oh, dude, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Sadie loves this show.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Yeah.
She was
So-
not married to Robbie Benson. I'm just want to throw that out.
Good.
Okay.
Yep, good. Really makes my day.
Well, you brought it up.
No, I know I
I
did.
don't want people thinking that she was.
No, God forbid. Whatever. Yeah, so he's going to be joining us here in a couple seconds. And then we got a call during What's Your Point earlier today. And in it, the guy said, I feel really great that my daughter found a new best friend at this new school. Really happy for her. Until we found out her mom did OnlyFans. That's pretty much what he said, right?
Yes.
And then we had to think about it. We had to think about, are you not allowing the kid to see them because the mom does OnlyFans? And everybody was like, why would you do that? And I'm like, whoa. There may be reason to. You just don't know. But so we said, hey, write us back. Give us a little more information. And he did. So that will be coming up here in the bonus segment. We're going to be talking about that, giving a little bit more intel. So any second now, Tim is going to be calling. He was in The West Wing, too. You know he got an Emmy nomination for that?
I just read it now.
Yeah. Got an Emmy nomination. He played the vice president. Which is a shit job, by the way.
Yes.
Being the vice president is a shit job. Because you're you're in it, but you're not in it.
Yeah, they don't listen to you for policy.
Yeah,
stuff.
you were there to get votes to get the president in the office, which is weird. But I don't know how much Obama and Biden seem to get along great. I don't know how much Biden was in on, but maybe he was. I don't know. I don't know how much J.D. Vance is involved in the Trump thing. They're tools to be used for politics normally. I think. And then if anything hits the fan, then obviously, then you get in the big chair, and that's terrifying. Got to be terrifying. When JFK was killed, LBJ wouldn't come out of the bathroom on Air Force One because he was terrified.
Don't blame him.
They're going to kill me too. He was terrified. He wouldn't come out of the little bathroom in Air Force One. Yeah, crazy. Terrifying. I'm out.
Woody Harrelson is in a movie called LBJ, and that just came to Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's in my queue.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other, the two brothers, and one went loony. The other one's, it was in Kingpin, Randy.
Randy Quaid. Yeah, he went off the grid there.
He did a decent job as LBJ.
Yeah, he did, and he was great in he was in Christmas Vacation. He was great, but he definitely
Fantastic.
went. I think the aliens from Independence Day actually got to Randy Quaid at some point, and somehow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fried the upstairs.
You're right.
He's making.
And I don't believe in aliens.
He's making his income now doing all the cons.
Yeah, he I saw one where he walked in and said hello to Chevy Chase, and I don't even know if Chevy knew what was going on. But yeah, he seems to, I don't know, he seemed to have leveled the plane a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I hope. I don't know. But there was a time when it was like, woo. All right. Well, anyway, waiting on Tim Matheson. I remember the first time I saw Animal House. And it's weird because he's done a lot of things, but I always come back to Animal House because it was so iconic, Yeah. You look back on all of the people in those movies that became famous. Kevin Bacon was in it. Kevin Bacon got the paddle. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yes.
That's Kevin Bacon.
Then he went back to work in a restaurant for a while.
Karen Allen, who was in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
She was Donald Sutherland, the college professor she was having an affair with. He reached up to get some coffee or something like that and showed his ass in the movie. I don't think Donald Sutherland ever showed any body part before that. Dean Wormer, of course.
Yeah, that guy was always playing a mean guy.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. I mean, you want to sit back and knock it?
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Are you kidding me? Yeah. What's the young guy's name who tries to steal all the meat, stuffs it down his shirt, and the lady at the register catches him. Next thing you know, she's drunk in the frat house.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy.
When he rings the doorbell and the dad opens the door and his daughter's in the shopping cart.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. We're going to connect here with. I almost said Eric Stratton. That would not be. I don't think he would appreciate that. But we are ready to go. Good morning. Okay, Tim.
Hello, is that Greg?
Yeah, it is. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Dude, I almost said Eric Stratton. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just, it's so funny. We've spoken before, and I've seen Virgin River, Netflix. I mean, it's one of Netflix's biggest shows. It's a good show. And my wife started watching it, and I was like, oh, that's a show that my wife can really like. And then I saw you come on screen, and I'm like, oh, okay, okay, I'll go with it. But look at the growth of this show, right? 7 seasons, and it's one of the biggest shows on Netflix now.
Yeah, it's the little engine that could. We started out. I think one of the reasons we were a success was we came out during COVID, during that terrible time. We were all trapped in our homes, and it was a show about the outdoors in a small town in a remote kind of part of the mountains up in Northern California, where a bunch of kind of oddball people lived and just learned how to love and care for each other. And it was kind of a welcome change from the world we were living in at that time. And people just fell in love with the show and the characters, and we just have grown, and the characters, there's love stories for every generation in Virgin River. It's wonderful.
And you hit on it too. And now when you were talking about it, it rung a bell for me, because I'm like, there were shows like Virgin River and Ted Lasso, two different shows that were both positive, right? At a time when that's what we needed. There was the world was crazy to gone off the rails with COVID. Yeah. Nobody knew, but it was nice to have something comforting that was positive. And I never thought of it like that. That's actually a great point. But we got Roadkill and we got Kelly here, and whenever we talk about you, and you've had a career that has spanned 7 decades. We talked about your book. It always comes back for me. Like I gotta guess everybody else to Animal House, and what a gift that was to you and your career. I have to imagine, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was at a point in my career, I played a lot of, like, normal guys, like the guy next door, and just a straight character. And it was at a pivotal time in comedy. I'd never done a comedy before. And so really, it was a change. And I had just been studying improv and trying to broaden my career. And it gave me a chance to be involved with a new kind of comedy that came along, written by my generation for my generation. I mean, it wasn't a Bob Hope or Jackie Gleason movie for kids, for the audience. But it was, and I got a chance to work with John Belushi and the Saturday Night Live audience, and I was just so fortunate, and it was such a great experience, because Belushi couldn't have been more supportive and giving as an actor to work with.
And I know that you've been asked every question on the other side. I'm not going to ask you a question. I can't think of a question that you haven't been asked, but I guess one that I would ask is, what would surprise the most ardent fan of that movie? What could you tell them about the filming of it, or how you got the role that may surprise them? Is there anything?
Well, they didn't want me in the movie. I mean, the studio didn't want to even interview me. I'd gone in to meet with the casting people, and they said, yeah, we'll try and get you in with it. We'll get you in with the director. And then I had my agent call up, and they said, no, he's not right. He's not a preppy. He's a cowboy or a surfer, because my hair was kind of long. He's a cowboy or a surfer. He's not preppy. And I was heartbroken, and I begged a friend of mine who was a studio executive. I said, just let me get in the room and let me just try, because if I just get an audition and don't get it, I can live with that. But it's not audition. So he got me in. And, I just hit it off with Peter Riegert, who played Boone.
Yeah.
And we just had, we just took off improving and playing the scenes together like we were, buddies that had been together forever. And it worked, and the dialogue, and it was such a great script. It played like crazy.
I can't picture anybody else doing it. I'm so glad that you did. And think about everybody else in their jobs, and the fact that you would, in acting, it's not unusual to beg somebody to give you a shot. That's what you got to do. You got to throw everything at the wall to see if It sticks. Kelly Brown has a question for you, Tim.
Tim, in the early 70s or late 60s, you did a couple of Western TV series, Virginian, Bonanza.
Oh, yeah.
Have you done anything Western since then? And what was it like being a Western? Was it more difficult than a regular acting gig?
Oh, being in a Western was actually the most fun kind of job you could get, because you got to go ride horses every day, and one of the most fun experiences I ever had, and I learned so much from it, was in 1976. I did a Western called The Quest, which was me and Kurt Russell starred in a series about two brothers who were searching for their sister who'd been abducted by an Indian tribe, and we were trying to find her again. And we had more fun, and I learned so much from Kurt, because he's such a great guy and a good actor. And it was one of those things that really helped me ground me, because Kurt has his feet on the ground, firmly planted, and is a smart actor and a great guy. And he was an athlete, so he approached acting like it was a team effort. And there was no ego or vanity involved, and
That's cool.
He was one of my favorite people to work with, and that was. But we'd be out shooting the show on Friday night, and in the back lot in a Western town, and in a bar fight, and just going, is this great that we get to they're paying us to do this? Oh my God!
Tim Matheson on the phone with us in Virgin River on Netflix. It's the most binged watch show, bigger than Stranger Things. Also a book called Tim Matheson, Damn Glad to Meet You, My 7 Decades in the Hollywood Trenches, Roadkill.
Tim, my daughter comes over on Monday night. We have date night, and Virgin River usually gets played. What can I expect for the next season that makes me sound like I am really, really smart? And I know all about the inside track.
Put on your seatbelts. There's going to be some changes you coming. I mean, I don't want to give away too many things, but there's everybody grows in their relationship.
Yep. And
relationships, move ahead, and finally, Mel and Jack, Martin Henderson and Alexandra Breckenridge come to. There's a big. A big happy ending for them, yep. And but it's and there's some big changes in relationships for me and Hope and for everybody. So the relationships keep growing and changing and improving and going in different directions. So it's just like life. I think that's one of the fun things about this show.
You danced through that very nicely, Tim. Very nicely. Nice. Very experienced.
Thank you.
It's always great to talk to you. I know we have a limited amount of time. I wanted to ask about the West Wing just really quickly. Was every Aaron Sorkin script like 25 pounds? Because, there's a lot of words in the West Wing, right?
Yes, and it was the best dialogue I'd ever seen, and greatest stories. And you pointed it out, though. You had to have a pace. You had to really know that dialogue. You had to say it exactly as written, and it needed to have a tremendous pace. Yeah. And that was perhaps the hardest thing about it, was you had to really, know it and move it. Right. Because there were smart people in a high pressure situation, and trying to do the best they can, and they were patriots, and they were trying to help people. Yeah. And it was kind of like one of the Howard Hawks romantic comedies, back like Front Page or His Girl Friday, that they were played at lightning speed. So and it was great dialogue.
You've given us so much, so many great performances, so many great shows and movies. It's always a pleasure to get a chance to talk to you. Really enjoy it. And 7th season of Virgin River on Netflix. Definitely check it out. Hope to have you on again, Tim. Love talking to you, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Roadkill. See you guys.
All right, you got it. We went over a little bit of the time. Yeah, he was doing a phone. There was a phoner.
And I meant to ask him, Kelly, he is going to be doing a Chasing Whiskey, a doc about, oh my God.
Whiskey?
My God. No, Jack Daniels. Hello, right. Jack Daniels, that I've heard really good things about.
Yeah, did you know that Virgin River has been binged more than Stranger Things?
I'm not surprised.
I'm kind of surprised by that.
No, it's that type of show. No.
You know that he was in a couple of episodes of Leave It to Beaver?
Yeah.
That's how long he's been acting?
Yeah, he also, I wanted to ask him, he worked with like Dick Van Dyke and Lucille Ball. Lucille Ball. You realize how much of a badass Lucille Ball was back in the day? She was the first woman to be in charge of her show. She said, my husband's in it. What? Yeah. My husband, Ricky, he's in it. You ever watch a movie about her?
Yes.
Ricky was playing around.
Yes, he
Pissed
was.
me off. Lucy. You don't mess with Lucy. Yeah, so anyway, he played Vice President John Hoynes. He actually got a Primetime Emmy nomination for that. He's the National Lampoon's Animal House, obviously. Stevens, he was in 1941, Spielberg's movie. Belushi was in that. Mel Brooks and Anne Bancroft. He was in To Be or Not to Be, Up the Creek. Fletch, he was in Fletch. God.
He was in everything.
Yeah, he's so good.
I loved Fletch.
So good, so good.
Think I'm
Rhoda.
myself.
Huh?
He was in Rhoda.
Yeah, I know. He's one of those guys. Like 7 decades he's been
Kung
doing
Fu.
it.
Stop it!
Yeah, with David Carradine, snatch a pebble from my hand.
He played Lieutenant Bill Wyland.
Man, dude, it's
One
crazy.
episode.
It's crazy. All right. All right, you get the Buzz 24/7 on video, commercial free, plus merch discounts in the merch store, early access to tickets when we do events like the Luau and the Buzz Ball. So check it out, and we're coming right back for the Buzz Plushers. The rest of you, hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
We'd like to welcome eFile.com as the new sponsor of the Buzz YouTube channel at Morning Buzz NHTV. Subscribe if you haven't already, and remember to go to morningbuzz.com/deals for 20% off when you file your taxes with eFile.